Coming up in this Brightline construction update, this update looks at the progress on the new Sebastian River Bridge, including the installation of the final 2 girders on December 9th, 2022. The Sebastian River Bridge is located on the Brevard-Indian River County line in Roseland, Florida. I arrived just before the second to last girder was going to be installed on the north end of the bridge. The crews were working to install the steel diaphragms on the girder, which will physically connect all 3 girders that make up the final span together. Crews then had to stand down for Florida East Coast Railway local train 920 heading south. This train originates in Fort Pierce and heads north to service FEC's industries between Fort Pierce and Pineda, before turning around to return to Fort Pierce.
Got an AFW1 and Corey Crockett on the other side of Bogart, so we'll be able to get you that signal. It'll be just fine. We'll let them go back and forth.
With the train passed, the crews began to install the girder as it swung off the temporary work trestle and over the tracks into place. I've sped this up significantly to make the different actions of the installation more noticeable. I'll show the final span later on at the actual speed. Using guide wires, the crew works to control its spin as it is lowered into place. It is a very tedious process to get it lined up and seated properly. With the span in place, here's a flight along the rest of the bridge. This crew is preparing the joints between the spans with rebar for concrete. This bridge is 1,625 feet long in total. At this point, the final girder arrived on site and was being backed up to the work trestle. This was a truly skilled driver, as he had to back up all the way across the bridge to reach the crane. After a while, it made it to the other end, and the bridge crew rigged up the girder to be picked up off the trailer. And here it is, being lifted and the truck driving away before the girder is placed on the work trestle for final preparations. The crew then gathered around the girder, as an American flag was attached to the girder to top off the bridge per tradition. They then gathered for a group picture to celebrate this milestone. Being such a big moment in this bridge's progress, additional people from HSR constructors, Johnson Bridge Company, and Brightline were on site to celebrate the milestone. With pictures complete, the lift began to place this girder. Just like the span I showed earlier, there were guide wires attached to the span to help guide it into place. And here it is, being lowered down. With it lowered, a chain come-along was attached to both ends to pull it in close with the other girders. And here's the first look across the bridge, with all the girders in place. With it in position, the work here will shift to preparing the joints between the spans and forming the ballast curb. Between the girders themselves, crews will pour ultra-high performance concrete. This is a special, high-performance concrete blend that has steel fibers in the mix that will fully bond the structure together. Another benefit is that crews can build a track directly on the girders, rather than the traditional process of having to pour an additional base layer of concrete over top of the girders. To wrap up, here are a few looks at the full bridge. Thanks to HSR Constructors and the Johnson Bridge Company team for letting me document this milestone. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the like button and subscribe. Also check out my social media pages